incomplete pass. Baltimore will not be charged with a team timeout.
Well, an uncomfortable spot for Mike Carey, having to overturn his own call.
But the right call.
But he does it, and he does it properly. And his explanation was spot on. While there was contact, Joe Flacco maintained complete control of the football. And John Harbaugh gets his timeout back.
And the points come off the board for the Minnesota Vikings, and still Ravens football. 9:47 to play in the second.
And there's just one of those pleasant circumstances where replay really shows you at its best.
Flacco now with a 3rd and 10. Flacco hit as he threw the ball. It's incomplete.
Man, that looked like half the Minnesota defensive line was moving before the football. Man, did they anticipate the snap count.
Wow.
It looked like Kevin Williams was across the line of scrimmage at the snap. Joe Flacco better start changing up the snap count, because the Vikings are all over it. You know, sometimes a young quarterback will fall into a rhythm of going on one or two too many times in a row, and a defense will tune into it and make a guess.
Jamar Johnson, the first-year man out of Jackson State, deep for the kick. It's a nice kick by Sam Cook. This one bounces inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchback. Line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line, and Favre will give it to Peterson. Turning the corner, no! Stumbles down at the 20-yard line. Terrell Suggs getting credit for the tackle.
Well, Terrell Suggs gets credit for everything, and Adrian Peterson thought he was going to get that edge. But Suggs, who plays this game at a Pro Bowl level, he had contained, he had the edge, never gave it up. He strung that thing all the way to the sidelines and makes the tackle himself.
Well, Adrian Peterson told us yesterday that he watched Cedric Benson in his 120-yard game against the Ravens last week and said he has to be more patient. He thought Benson was very patient. Favre. Incomplete. That one intended for Peterson.
Well, the blitz right up the middle. Brett, he realized there's no avoiding this truck. He's getting the old sorry about that from John Sullivan, the center, and they turned around and saw Brett flat on his back.
What did he call John Sullivan yesterday?
Well, they have their tackles are 6'8", and then it all descends down towards the 6'4" Sullivan in the middle that they call big midget. That's
only by comparison with everyone else on the line.
Well, when your two tackles are as huge as McKinney and Lodeholt.
Chester Taylor in the backfield with Favre on 3rd and 9. Favre over the middle, has his man across the 35. Sidney Rice, first down. Brett Favre says, with Sidney Rice, I feel like he's always going to win a one-on-one battle. That was no battle. He was wide open.
Well, he just goes down. This is 18 yards downfield. And if you wonder if Brett and his arm are still live, look at that spiral. That was a beautiful laser for Brett Favre. When he has an opportunity to step into it, maybe he doesn't throw off with the back foot quite like he used to be able to, but when he can step into it, it's as good as ever.
Movement on the far side, and that will be number 18, Sidney Rice, jumping way early.
And then McKinney, I think the tackle to this side went too. There was a little confusion on the snap count.
False start, offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty is still first.
They were going on both sides of the ball. These two tackles, there's McKinney, 74. Listed at 6'8", 335.
And then there's Phil Lodeholt.
Lodeholt on the other side, the rookie, their second-round draft pick, 6'8", 343. Are you kidding me?
Coming this way.
Makes some of the 18s jealous. The give is to Peterson. Peterson out to about the 39, where Ray Lewis makes the stop.
If you're a real football fan, you never get tired of watching number 52 play middle linebacker. Look at him come on in, take on the lead block of Tahi, go right over the top of him and make the tackle. His instincts, you know, maybe he's not as fast as he once was. Who knows? But his instincts are as sharper than they've ever been.
Favre throwing it away. His man Percy Harvin out in the flat was covered.
Yeah. Coverage rolled right up on Harvin, and Brett completes one to John Harbaugh, who does a knuckle slap here with some of his guys. He's pretty excited about that.
He was knuckle slapping with you all night.
And he's a likable guy. Of course, the Harbaugh family, a coaching family par excellence.
Now on 3rd and 10, Chester Taylor into the backfield for Minnesota. Just a two-man rush. Favre with time throws, and that's complete. And it's going to go nowhere, almost nowhere. Actually comes up about 2 yards short of a first down. Good job by the rookie Percy Harvin.
Well, if you're worried about Harvin's shoulder and whether or not he was going to play soft trying to protect it, you can put that away. First of all, look at Percy Harvin get a great shot at the line of scrimmage before he releases. And then this is nothing but effort. Look at the shots he takes. Foxworth puts a good one on him. He fights through a couple guys. I think Percy Harvin is just fine.
Chris Carr fields it at his own 8. Thrown back to his own 5. For the second time today, the Ravens start inside their own 10-yard line. Their average drive start to 17.
And I think back to John Harbaugh yesterday saying to us, we have to run the football effectively to win. They have 12 yards rushing to this point.
That's not effectively.
No, it's not.
Willis McGahee in the backfield. McGahee with the handoff. McGahee going nowhere. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Pat Williams. Trying to spearhead that running game is a longtime Minnesota Viking, Matt Burke, now in a Baltimore uniform.
A real icon here in Minnesota. Minnesota native. His wife is here. Talked to Matt the other day. He said, I'll die in Minnesota, but life is all about new experiences, and I'm enjoying this one. But I will be back as soon as I'm done.
Second and 9. Flacco. Oh, what a catch made by Derek Mason. And not a bad throw by the second-year quarterback Joe Flacco.
Oh, you think? Watch this. Joe Flacco drops it right in over there. That's Carl Pema with the coverage. And even though he has to take a long stride on the second one, Derek Mason, that foot comes down inbounds.
Now from the 35-yard line, McGahee again. And McGahee forward to about the 37-yard line. Chad Greenway with the stop.
That's a completion, Greg, that almost has points attached to it on the other side, because if they've got to punt it out of there inside their own 10-yard line, Minnesota's going to have such good field position. Even if they don't end up scoring on this drive, that first down, getting out of the hole, already down 14, that is big, big, big for Baltimore.
McGahee, the running back of choice now for John Harbaugh. McGahee losing yardage back to the 34. Jared Allen again. You know, Jared Allen is a tough assignment for anyone, let alone a rookie left tackle, Dan.
Well, the guy can play the run too. He's just not a pass rushing prima donna. It's his hustle right down the line of scrimmage, then the athletic ability to square, you know, drop your hips, get yourself gathered, and then drive in and make a tackle.
And what did Jared Allen tell us? My mindset is, you're a rookie, you're not going to block me, you just don't have enough snaps under your belt.
No, he's not short of confidence, and why should he?
False start. Offense, number 66.
Ben Grubbs, the left guard,
third down.
guilty of the false start. And John Harbaugh seeing his offense struggle so far here this afternoon.
And really, I don't think the crowd's being all that noisy.
They practiced all week with deafening noise.
They're coming in a little bit now, but I've heard it a lot noisier here.
3rd and 15. Short pop to Rice. Rice can't get away. Forward to about the 39. That's about 6 yards short of a first down. Ben Lieber making the tackle.
I really did expect it to be that almost physical presence that the noise inside this stadium can be sometimes.
And so did the Ravens.
Yeah, and I think, well, quite frankly, I think jumping out to a 14-0 lead has got some of these people sitting on their hands.
We demand it.
Jamar Johnson again. Pull this one in. It is 14. Penalty marker is down.
That's coming back.
2 penalty markers are down. And as obvious penalties go, that one's right at the top of the list. Greg Lewis, number 17.
But again, we go back to that completion by Flacco. Look at the difference it's made now in field position. It's going to be Minnesota that's going to be all the way back inside their 10-yard line.
Well, there's some extended conversation on this one, even though there are 2 markers down on the field. Here's Mike Carey.
There was no foul for illegal block in the back by number 17.
Wow.
He maintained contact from a front approach, and then it went around from behind. Therefore, there's no foul. First down. You pick that flag.
Timeout. First down now for Favre and the Vikings, and the give is to Peterson, and Peterson across the 30 to the 32, where Ed Reed brings it to a stop. And that's no easy task to bring Adrian Peterson to a stop.
No, it's not. Is it fun to talk to that guy or what?
Yeah, it's just not fun shaking hands with him.
No, you got to get in there first. Shaking hands with Adrian Peterson, as I'm sure everyone knows by now, is not for the faint of heart.
Or the faint of hand.
Or the meek and mild manner. You got to get in there and strike first.
And I think he takes a perverse pleasure in hurting you. Favre rolling, looking, and goes down at the 30.
Well, Brett got what he wanted. And talking to Brett, he said, you know, I would love to move out of the pocket more, not being chased out, but on designed plays, because I still feel that I throw on the run really well. And I want us to do more of that. That one did not work out at all, but he did the smart thing. You notice no throwing back across to the middle of the field like you see guys do that end up being big plays.
That wasn't always a Brett Favre philosophy.
No, it was not. That is the wise Brett Favre that just sat down.
3rd and 6. Favre will throw this one incomplete. That pass intended for Percy Harvin.